Chapter 2 in session. No, I'm not out of breath. You are. In History of Spells, the following morning, you and Beckett discussed the strange man who appeared in Penn Square yesterday. Esther basically said his power was off the charts. Were our parents friends with a powerful ton or what? He seemed more interested in making your acquaintance than reminiscing about your parents. Perhaps he heard that you vanquished Rafe. But Atlas helped me with that, and this guy totally ignored him. He's been pretty grumpy about it. He doesn't trust him at all. I can't stop thinking about how my vision, he said he was happy to be back. But why did he go away in the first place? What about you? You ready to face him again? Whenever that inevitable meeting occurs? Honestly, I don't know if I can be ready. This guy seems way too unpredictable. But I do know that I'm worried about what he's capable of. Penn Square was chaos. Someone can get seriously hurt the next time around. Though he seems to listen to you. If you tell him to be careful with his magic, he may just comply again. That's a big if. I don't want risk putting people in danger. And then there's that weird thing my power did when I was trying to get his attention. Good morning, class, and welcome to History of Spells. A young woman passes swiftly on her way to the front of the class. Beckett's jaw drops, and he whispers to himself, "No, it can't be. I have something fun planned for today. I dare say by the time you leave, you'll be wishing it wasn't over. Yes, I should introduce myself. Class, my name is Professor Harrington." Professor Harrington? It's Katrina. Muttering breaks out, and several students nearby turn to look at Beckett. He glares at them. I see the family name still holds its glory. Don't worry, I won't play favorites. My brother will have to work as hard as the rest of you. Beckett's eyebrows knit like he's trying to solve a complex equation. He tunes back in as his sister begins explaining the lesson, holding up a misshapen piece of metal. The weapon fortune spell can be traced back to the Knights of the Round Table. It was first used to create Excalibur. Knights of the Round Table? Excalibur? A weapon fortune spell? Beckett, your sister's awesome. This spell's combination metal fire spell with predominant energies in the realm of metal. First step is to focus your fire magic into a forge, heating it to extreme temperatures while keeping it controlled. Once that's done, it's a matter of melting, shaping, and re-solidifying the metal into the shape you desire. The metal in her hands, which she's been melting and reforming as she speaks, has become a long sword with a gleaming jewel in its hilt. Katrina floats a hunk of metal onto each student's desk and tells you to begin. You turn to Beckett eagerly. Your sister just forged a freaking sword. That's epic. I never wanted to impress a teacher so much in my life. Slow down, Ledger. All second-year spells are dual element. Won't be a simple matter to. So I just have to make a forge, huh? Your fire magic comes to your ease, heating to extreme temperatures between your palms. The air around it shimmers with heat. With a disciplined hand, you concentrate the heat between your palms. The flames turn a searing blue. Easy peasy. Fantastic technique over there, Mr. Snyder. I might even call you a natural. Thanks, Professor. I guess today's a good day for fire magic. Beside you, Beckett speaks dryly, flames roiling between his palms. There's a reason we learned the flame spell first day as freshmen, you know. The complexity comes into play when adding metal to the mix. With a wave of his hand, he adds his block of metal to the flame. He twists his wrist and the metal starts glowing. He slowly shapes into a long, thin rapier, and when he lets the flames extinguish, you see the Pendergast crest carved into his hilt. For a better understanding of the alloys used, I could have produced a more superior result, but I dare say this will suffice. Wow, so fancy. I wonder what I can do. Your metal magic practically leaps to your binding. You direct your chunk of metal into the flames, while you instantly sense it turn soft and malleable. Energy drums drew you, leaving you giddy. You feel like you can force the mightiest weapon or the most intricate dagger. Or that, I guess. I'm feeling elegant today. The flames constrict around the metal as you make a spiraling motion with your index finger. The metal compresses and swirls form along the blade. You flick your fingers a few times, and the designs carve themselves into a hilt. The flames vanish, leaving an intricate dagger on your desk. My goodness, it looks positively bestable, though should be concerned about your knack for forging weapons. Sometimes a guy just wants a cool knife. My magic is on fire today. I would sure say so. Class, please take a look at these two stellar samples of what the Forger's Bell. What lovely craftsmanship, Elijah. And if it does a touch with the Pendergast crest, Mr. Harrington, I have a feeling you two will be a pleasure to have in class. The way she just addressed her brother as Mr. Harrington. As she breezes away, you notice Beckett frowning at her back. Is everything okay? Seems like she's gonna be a pretty fun professor, don't you think? That remains to be seen. So salty. I like it. It's my man. As the classroom empties later, Katrina approaches you and Beckett in the hall, radiant with joy. She pulls Beckett into a tight hug. Surprise! I didn't want to give it away, but it was so hard to keep this from you all summer. Katrina releases him, then holds out a hand towards you. When you take it, you're surprised by her firm handshake. And you're Elijah. I heard so much about you. Same here. I feel like I heard so much about you from Beckett that we're really even strangers anymore. Oh, there makes two of us. She leans in and whispers, not so quietly, into your ear. My dear brother is quite smitten with you, but I'm sure you're well aware. Well, I might have had 100 too. It seems you really helped my brother come out of his shell last year. I say it's been good for him. He seems so much more lively. Katrina, please, if you're gonna talk Elijah's ear off, could you at least wait until I'm not present? I'd rather avoid the headache. I should insist that you call me Professor Harrington, but I'll make an exception outside of class. Professor Harrington, that was a great lesson. Thank you. I'll admit I was nervous when I was trying to think of a lesson plan. I asked myself, what do college students find interesting? I'm not gonna ask her what she's doing here. Hey, that was a good class. I almost forgot she's a professor that we are impressing, so maybe take interest in it. Not that I'm complaining, but what made you settle on the hello? The eggnog I had dried my mouth, apparently. Not that I'm complaining, but what made you settle on weapons? Well, Beckett did spend half the summer learning that he was missing Professor England's seminar on ancient weaponry spells. Not to brag, but he's rather brilliant. Makes a big sister proud witnessing his achievements in person. Beckett pinches the bridge of his nose. Katrina, how long exactly have you known you'll be teaching here? Months. I asked mother and father to please keep under wraps, because we both know that their bragging can get rather tiring. Heaven knows they don't need another thing to brag about when it comes to you. Oh, Elijah, I meant to have mentioned this earlier, but I adore your fashion sense. Dressing in black Dressing in black the first day of term was all the rage when I was an undergrad. It's a shame that few people follow tradition anymore. Thanks. I do what I can to stand out. Now, if I remember correctly, the dining hall is this way. Come, we must have lunch together. She links one arm with Beckett and the other with you, then steers you both across campus, chattering all the way. In the dining hall, Katrina makes a beeline for your friends. She has a seat and greets them one by one. Good morning, Atlas, Griffin, Shreya, Aster, and Zeph. It's a treat to meet you all at last. I'm Katrina Harrington. The Katrina Harrington? Tell you not to this name, that coat is real Burberry. You know who we are. Let's keep my identity and location under wraps. Beck has spoken all about you. The jockey's upperclassman, the walking at Instaton pose, Shreya. The second-rate comedian, Zeph. The ton superfan, Aster. And Elijah's socially inept, severe-looking twin. He sure seems to have done a successful job of describing each of us. While Katrina starts chatting with your friends, take a seat beside Beckett, whose jaw is clenched. You whisper to him, "Hey, are you doing okay? You must be kind of shocked by all this." "Oh, I'm doing just peachy. Katrina's already inserted herself into my social circle. What more can I ask for?" She's that much of a defect, Katrina. You should check out the school games. The team's been doing really well. I did make the team in my day, but I didn't have time to fit it in my other extracurriculars. A shame there weren't 30 hours in a day. Katrina, the teacher conference room is down the hall. I believe you're supposed to eat with your peers. A letter flutters down onto the table in front of you. You all stare at it for a moment. Elijah, be careful. Actually, give it to me, and I'll show you. What? No way. Nothing dangerous will get you the woods. You gotta open it. Have you forgotten that plenty of dangerous things have gotten you the woods? I agree with your brother, Elijah. How about I give it a scan? I can check it for dangerous hexes, jinxes, toxins, and other nefarious substances and spells. Katrina, this is no small matter. That was nothing. Allow me. She waves a hand slowly over the letter. It glows a faint blue, then fades back to its regular color. Nothing suspicious on my end. Maybe you have a secret admirer, Elijah. My secret admirer is sitting next to me. And he's related to you. Only one way to find out. You slip your thumb beneath the seal, and the letter springs open in your hands. You begin to read the flourishing script aloud. Aww. Dearest Elijah, my sincerest apologies for the mess I created yesterday. I behaved like an absolute ruffian, and I'm utterly embarrassed. Putting that behind us, making your acquaintance was a true pleasure. I'm certain you could teach me a thing or two about magic. Till the fateful day we meet again, I send wishes of health and magical plenty your way. Do take care. All my best. He who slumbers no longer, king of the earth and sky and all that lies between. As your voice fades, you feel a strange shiver race through you, as if an unfamiliar energy has settled over you. You set the letter down. He certainly seems a lot friendlier on paper than in person, and he apologized for yesterday. I don't know. My father's always told me to never trust someone with a handlebar message such. I never trust a handlebar anyways. Wait, Waluigi. Wait. Come here. Come here. Got it. It's kinda. If Waluigi has a handlebar mustache, he's one of the good ones. I know he's not actually, but still. He's my man, so. He's good to me. He's good in my eyes. Did I just have a Waluigi little figurine next to me? Yes. Your point. Also in the dark. Is that that's not handlebar, is it? It's just like it's just like a W. That doesn't look. It's not. That's not the same thing. Whatever. I don't know who this Kane is, but I don't trust him at all. Finally, you're talking sense. I went from totally destroying Penn Square yesterday. Chad, now sorry about it today. Like, I'll be fooled that easily. He's totally kissing your ass. You need to be guard up. You need to be guard up. That note reminds me of Duke Speller's son, Lucas Speller, the third. Lucas Speller the third. He has such an eloquent way of speaking. He instantly took liking to me. So if I recall, he and Becca absolutely despise each other. There was one time, Becca stands abruptly from the table, and you all turn and look at him. He gets a stroke. Let's get to my next class. Before you can react, he turns and strides toward the door. You glance at his plate, which is still half full of food. But you haven't finished eating, and you don't even have a class after this. You stand up and hurry out of the dining hall after Beckett. You find him just outside, pacing agitedly. So is it okay? You left in a pretty big hurry, and you barely ate your lunch. I can't believe Katrina just showed up and inserted herself into my life once again. She starts butting in as soon as I carve a place for myself. He takes a deep breath and turns to you. Pardon my outburst. You don't need to trouble yourself with my grousing. It's a trivial matter. No. You're not getting away with that. You're upset, and I want to know what's wrong with you. You don't have to bottle it up. Bottle it up. Dumbass. You take back his hand, rubbing your thumb studently over his knuckles. He sighs and looks at you. I'm aware I sound foolish and paranoid, but it's just... Katrina just shines at everything she does. She always has, and always paled in comparison. How am I supposed to amount to anything at this school when my accomplished older sister has returned to the spotlight? So that's what this is about. I'm gonna take a walk past the nearest bell I've been developing. It allows one to reach into clouds. Excellent for clearing the head. Excellent for clearing the head. I was gonna read head as heed, because I'm stupid. So now the illustrious Beckett Harrington can manipulate those agile clouds in the sky? No biggie. It's hardly difficult. You're welcome to come with me, if you're so inclined. Your company always manages to cheer me up. We shape clouds with Beckett while learning more about his worries regarding Katrina and help cheer him up. How am I out of breath? I've just been in bed. I'm just laying in the goddamn bed. Fat ass. I'll maybe let my fans off. I'm suffocating. A little cloud gazing sounds perfect right now. Well then, follow me. I know just the location. Beckett leads you out of the building and across the quad to walk alongside the lake. Cirrus clouds are the easiest to manipulate because they're so thin, but it's a challenge to not completely disintegrate them. He sees a hand slowly through the air. The clouds overhead start to ripple before they fade into nothingness. He sighs. Do you want to talk about what's bothering you? Beckett glances over at you, then lowers his hand to his side. Katrina should be... I'm still out of breath, goddamn. Katrina should be on expeditions, studying new forms of magic, reviving dying languages, not teaching a Pendergast. It's like she's keeping an eye on me or something. Making sure I don't let the family down, or making sure I don't unseat any of her achievements. Are you sure about that? She seems generally happy to be here with you. I feel like you might be jumping to conclusions. Becca scowls, glaring out over the lake. She's already insisting on hanging out with our friends. Surely you see how ridiculous that is. I mean, I don't know if she's insistent. She just wants to baby me the same way she did when we were children. Always hovering like a worried hen. It was absurd. I'm an adult now. Puffy clouds swirled together overhead, darkened for a moment, then didn't. Rebecca let out another sigh. I don't need her constantly standing over my shoulder and checking to make sure I'm okay. She's got nothing on you. I mean, Katrina's cool and all, but I'd rather spend time on you. The tips of Becca's ears turned red. Are you serious? But she's so fun and interesting. I'd never been more serious, Becca. Between the two of you, I pick you every time. I like my grumpy man. Beckett glances at you. She looks away. A small smile gracing his face. Well, I suppose it is worth something. You might be jumping to conclusions with this whole babying you thing. It's kind of a stream to become a professor to do that, isn't it? Katrina excels at multitasking. It would be just like her to decide to keep an eye on me and then take up teaching as a fun side whim. You continue walking, reaching the field beyond the main buildings. Becca takes a seat in the grass. You sit down beside him. He looks up at the sky, his face falling. I really had high hopes for this year, but it already looks like that's ruined. Aren't you at all happy to see her? Aren't you at all happy to see her, though? All those stories you told me, you sound so close to her. Of course I'm happy. It's just, now that we're both here playing against, I suppose, I'm scared. Scared of what? Beckett doesn't answer for a moment. With a twist of his wrist, a column of clouds moved swiftly through the sky, forming the corkscrew pattern. Fucking you. Forming a corkscrew pattern. I thought the R was a C. And I'm gonna shut up. Katrina and I have never been in direct competition, because we were different ages, never attended the same schools or extracurriculars. Our parents encouraged us to foster our own interests, but everyone else just assumed we're basically identical. Really? But the two of you are so different. Beckett lifts his other hand, and the clouds shift slowly, transforming into a massive trophy high over your heads. We were both high achievers, involved in multiple activities, and had big ambitions. People were content to leave it at that. But for being honest, Katrina's always been better than me at basically anything, at basically everything. I'm sure that's not true. Part of me thinks she came here to ensure it stayed that way. I told her about my progress last year, and she's shown up to steal my thunder. She wants to prove that she's the superior heretic. Slow my beating heart. Goddamn. He stares at the ground, frowning. The clouds above thin into one flat blanket, dull into sunlight. It's just the fan's off and I'm getting warm. Once it's shot to the end, now everyone is going to see that she's right. Tell you one thing you're better than her at. Why? To make you feel better. Duh. Also because I know there are things you can do better than Katrina. Come on. Talk yourself up a bit. You deserve it. If you heard my knee crack, no you didn't. Well, it's yoga, obviously. Also, our parents signed us up for ballroom dancing as children, but Katrina was rather awful. Oh my god. Can you waltz? Can you do the paso doble? I can, but I sell the tango. That's so sexy. Remind me to show you sometime. I think you make an excellent dance partner. I'm also better at conducting experiments and anything that involves documentation and drafting up procedures. I can remember dates and names better than her, My high school teacher said my magic was more controlled and practical than hers. He tapped his chin doubtfully. How interesting. I suppose I do have my crown achievements. Plus, you faced down a whole horde of shadow monsters last year, even went toe-to-toe with a super powerful Tund. And I suppose I did. And did Katrina do any of that? Well, with a list of compliments, who's to say she hasn't? Beckett, seriously? I suppose she didn't. There you go. Honestly, Beckett, I couldn't have gotten Drew last year without your help. Thank you, Elijah. I'll try to remember that. And I hope you won't think poorly of Katrina because of my paranoia. I know she wants what's best for me, and would never intentionally try to outdo me or lessen my accomplishments. She's a fantastic sister, but still. He looks out over the field and lets out another sigh. You know, just shoulder with yours. Don't look so glum. I bet I've got the perfect way to cheer you up. Beckett raises a skeptical eyebrow at you. I get a sense that I don't have a choice anyway, but I am willing to hear out your suggestion. That does sound like exactly what I need to feel better. Well then, let's give it a try. You lean in and press your lips to his, sliding your hand on the back of his neck to toy with the short hair there. He looks along your lower lip and draws it between his teeth. He drops his hands to your waist. He drops his hands to your waist and you melt against them. Seems like it's working. I think we should do a bit more testing. He meets you with another kiss and lowers you gently into the grass. He peppers kisses down your jaw to your neck, grazing his teeth over your skin and sending a shiver down your spine. Beckett. You undo the button of his blazer and push it out of the way, slipping your hands under his shirt to feel along his chest. He loops an arm beneath your back and pulls you against him. Hips pressed together, and you both gasp. Elijah, sunlight glows around you, stoking the fire between you. He catches your lips in another kiss, losing himself in it. Two of you break apart as you hear chattering and giggling headed in your direction. You all straighten your clothes and you smooth both straighten your clothes and you smooth the wrinkles on his shirt. Looks like we'll have to continue that later. Whatever you want. Now, teach me how to do this cloud shipping thingy. We'll have to think of a better time. We'll have to think of a better name for it. But simply use your air magic to carefully move the cloud's particles. You can slice, shove, corral, whatever you like. The trick is keeping hold of your air magic when it's so far above you. And you know which ring of clouds forms, casting a shadow all the way down to the ground, until you sit in the very center of it. Sorry. I was gonna pick dragon, but then I'm like, but I can make it rain. And voila. The clouds suddenly clump together, growing more and more massive up above. And one more touch. Light drizzle begins to fall. I don't have my umbrella. Beckett lifts both his palms upward, and a gust blows your clouds apart. Then he brings his hands together, and they streak across the sky, painting mesmerizing rivulets. Rivulets. I know what the word is. I know what the word is. My mouth ain't gonna let me say it. You and Beckett sit in silence for a bit, watching as the clouds naturally begin to drift apart. Eventually, he clears his throat. I think I managed to clear my head. You have an uncanny talent for helping me make sense of my thoughts. Thank you for listening. I'm here anytime you need it. I'll keep that in mind. You and Beckett sit in the field for a while longer, until the sky is transformed into a deep, cloudless blue. Later on, you and Alice meet Dean Swan for your first period lesson. You show her the letter before training begins. It just appeared out of thin air. I didn't think something like that would be possible given campus security. No, it shouldn't be. You really don't know this game person? Our parents didn't know him. Your parents may have, but there's no way to know for sure. However, I certainly don't. Are you sure you don't know anyone named Kane? I get that it's not a common name, but maybe someone from your past? It's may come as quite as a shock, considering how absolutely delightful I am, but I always kept a rather small circle of friends. For what you described, I'm certain I remember him. Well, there goes our only lead. Not necessarily. Elijah, I'm sure you practiced your pre-science quite a bit over the summer. That's bound to help. I might be a little rusty, but it's worth a try. You close your eyes, letting the room's warmth seep into your skin. You try to ignore the feeling of Dean Swan and Alice's eyes on you. Waterfalls. Something begins to swirl in front of your eyes. A pulsing mass of colors begin to take shape. I could have put a funnier word instead of waterfall. Come on. This has gotta work. Has to. A young girl with golden blonde hair kneels on the floor of a dilapidated building, scraping a dull knife across the rune symbol painted on the hardwood. Please. She scrapes the last bit of paint before dropping the knife. Here we go. She runs to the door, hand outstretched. That meets a shimmering magic barrier. The impact sends her flying backward across the room. No. Fling your arms out wide as you come back to yourself. Elijah, what is it? What's Kane up to? It wasn't Kane. It's that girl from the locket. She's trapped in some kind of house. She's all alone, Atlas. That's not a responsibility. I thought you were Rafe. I'm not fitted for another mission already. Speaking of, we haven't had much of a chance to catch up yet. I've been meaning to ask. How are you two feeling? I can't imagine what must be going through your minds. Especially you, Elijah. Alice told me that you were the one to deliver the final blow to Rafe. There must still weigh in your conscience. Going forward, some of the decisions you make will sway your moral compass. Choose wisely. What? Wait, huh? Wait, what? Honestly, it's been totally fine. It's not something I take lightly, but all things considered, I feel alright. Rafe was a murderer, and fuck you. Reverse the words. Rafe was a monster and a murderer. I did what I had to do, and there's no reason for me to feel sorry about that. Well, I was just right. He didn't do anything I wouldn't have done myself. Yes, well, Rafe did need to be stopped, I suppose. I'm sorry that I couldn't have done more to stop Rafe myself. But that's why I'm going to do everything in my power to help you to reach your full potential, or die trying. No, not literally. Oh dear, perhaps I should be more careful with my word choice. She claps her hands. The first lesson is a technique to help you expand your magical capacity, allowing you to power stronger spells on your own. Does that mean we'll get more atonements? Because I'm more than ready to become the Avatar. Do what now? Not exactly. This technique is more about strengthening what's already there, like a swimmer going to lung capacity with cardio training. The trick is learning to find the edges of magical energy and then stretching them to their limits, like getting a fittest sheet onto a mattress. Now we, the mattress, or the sheet in this analogy. Both. I'll try first. It must be that summer's last night or something, because my magic feeling is crazy strong today, and this be easy. Well, it isn't the summer solstice, and you shouldn't get ahead of yourself. You need to calm your mind to find your magical energy. You flash Dean Swan a thumbs up and close your eyes. After a moment or two, focusing, find the core of your magical energy. Got it. Now, what do I do again? Use the sheet analogy. Grasp the edges and stretch them to expand your magical core. You funnel your consciousness into the glowing beacon of your magical core. Though it's bright, you notice it seems small. This is my first time making a bed. You grasp the edges with your mind, but the second you tug, your energy loses consistency like a fog. What's that? Your consciousness grapples with the faint sensation of your energy. You manage to get a slippery hold on it. Come on, you can do this, Elijah. You dig deeper, screwing your eyes shut and trying to cultivate the tiny seed of your magical core. Elijah, don't push yourself too hard. You just need to. A few minutes later, you open your eyes, the glare of the sun igniting and throbbing in your head. You sit up and your surroundings swim into focus. What happened? I feel kind of sick. I told you to push yourself. You fainted right into the marble. It's like my magical core just vanished, Dean Swan. What's going on? That's impossible. You're just doing it wrong. Watch me. Alice's eyelids flutter shut, and his breathing becomes gentle. I can feel it. It's right there. His shoulders tense, and his nose wrinkles as he strains to perform a spell. Suddenly, his eyes fly open. It's gone. I don't feel my magical energy at all. He holds up his hand and he snaps his fingers together, trying to conjure a flame, but only sparks appear. Now, don't panic. Atlas, perhaps your magic is experiment a lull because of the daytime. That's never happened before. Elijah has a sun out. You shouldn't be having any problems. What the hell? We're dying. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just dramatic. I'm way too young to wither away and die. I'd rather just turn toolers again. Turning toolers is exactly what's happening. Dean Swan, what's going on? I don't know. This is highly unusual. Let's call it a day. Two of you should go to the medical wing. They might know more. I'll try to do some research between meetings. We're just supposed to be okay with walking around campus like a couple of tuneless kids, and in the meanwhile, are you kidding? He glared at Dean Swan for a second, for turning and storming out of the sunlight room. Loomis appears, nuzzling against you in worry. Yeah, he's scared. So am I. Go ahead, Elijah. He needs you right now. Dean Swan places a hand on your shoulder for a moment. She nods, and you're off to Atlas, chasing him to the center of the campus. Atlas, hold up. The same thing happened to me. Let's talk about it and, I don't know, figure out what we should do. Figure out what we should do. Learn to read. He rolls around to face you, but instead of anger, you see fear in his eyes. You don't understand. When I was on the run, my magic was the only thing keeping me safe. I need it. How am I supposed to start my classes tomorrow when the one thing I have going for me isn't even going for me anymore? Flames shoot off his body, hitting bushes and scorching the grass. He curses and puts them out with a stump of his fingers. Your magic's back. Raise a hand and focus your sun magic. And so is mine. Whatever that was, it's over. It was a blip, like what happened to me during the winter solstice last year. Ellis crosses his arms, jaw tense. So, you're worried about your classes starting? You have your first class with me. I'll be there with you. Just forget about it. Twip. Lewis headbutts Atlas gently in the thigh, and he places a hand on his head. Atlas, about school. What are you so afraid of? I'm just so used to having no friends. It was the right thing to do, and it helped me survive. But those same tactics benefit my Pendergast? I don't think so. I'm too old to change, to figure out how to be around people. Atlas, you're 19. You're not ancient. Yeah, 19 years without sleepover. Now I have a roommate. I barely know how to talk to you. I don't know much about teamwork. Louis believes in you, and so do I. We're gonna handle it well together. We're a unit, twin of mine. Alex knows how to sigh. Let me guess. You already done Kanto's shopping. Oh, fuck you. Let me guess. You already done Kanto's supply shopping. Come again? Alex takes a piece of paper out of his pocket and shows it to you. Eyebrows raised. Is that what that piece of paper was? That was an old assignment from last year and drew it out. Oh, this is so good. I can't believe I'm already more on top of this school thing than you are. Might I point out that neither of us have done our shopping yet, so we're both a proper student. Well, Penn Square the portal right away. You might as well get this over with. Oh my god, do you want to hang out with me? Do you? Actually, it's Loomis I want to hang out with. But I guess I'd be down with you tagging along, too. I think this has helped me feel better about, well, everything. Take Atlas to Penn Square, cheer him up, spend some quality time with Loomis, too. Don't smile. Brother bonding time. Here we go. On second thought, just remember that errands take significantly longer the more people you bring. Kidding. Come on, let's get this show on the road. Stop acting like you hate me. Loomis bounds out ahead as soon as you arrive in Penn Square, while you and Atlas look over your supply list. It's funny. Professor Kantos let us all use his stock last year. Now we need our own all of a sudden. I probably got tired of you and your friends giving from his stash. He bumps his shoulder into yours to steer you toward the shop. That was only once, and for a totally justified purpose, might I add. The interior of the... what the mother? We are making up words, I swear. The interior of the apothecary smells earthy and warm. You glance around for an attendant to help you, but the place seems deserted. Okay, the list says we need ground hellbeast tusk, angel feather, propellant, musk. Have you heard of any of these? Sounds like pretty basic stuff. Oh hey, I found this Miko neck. The what now? Alice plucks an amber-colored bottle from the bottom shelf and stands. Troll pus. Tell me you're kidding. Nope. Troll pus, often extracted from toenail warts, normally mustard yellow and in a very thick vial. Super acidic. That's disgusting. How do you know this stuff? My caretakers were friends with oh my fucking god. He taught me about various herbs and solutions and stuff. I only learned the basics. Yes, I didn't just say the word. Yes, I skipped over the word entirely. Shut up. And here I spent my childhood arguing with the neighborhood kids about which Power Ranger was the best. You got other fun, nice qualities, if that makes you feel any better. And I got Troll Bus. It does make me feel a little better. You probably can't really use this stuff till it's been cave aged for a year or so. I guess I could always warp the time found in the bottle. You elbow Atlas in the side. Show off. Loomis lets out a curious trill and dives to sniff at the steam leaking from an open beaker. He recoils, then lets out a sneeze that blows the beaker off her stand. Shimmering rainbow-colored liquid flies through the air. Wash in horror. Heads up! You grab an empty bottle and funnel the liquid into it, then secure the stopper in place. Good work. We can cross propylene musk off our list. With Alice's help, you gather the rest of the ingredients. After an attendant appears and you pay for your items, Alice gathers his bag and heads for the exit without looking back. Why like the feeling consciousness class might end up being too easy for you? That's one bright spot in all this. Learn a lot faster in the real world, so I'm ahead of the curve. My mic is like above my eye. I can't even look to like the right without just like seeing it right there. Making me cross-eyed like, hello. You arrive at the bookstore next and flip over the supply list, but the page is blank. What are we doing here again? I don't see any books on our list. The books are on a separate piece of paper. I thought you had it. I have the herb list. Oh, then it's definitely lost. What a disaster. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. The school books are over here, so it's just a matter of figuring out which should be that. So it's just a matter of figuring out which should be for Nat Studies. He points at a shelf with a sign that says Pendergast text on it. Okay, makes sense. Shouldn't be too hard. You rise onto your toes to reach for the book, but it's on the top shelf, out of your grasp. Maybe I can stand on your shoulders, get it? Hell no. I stand on your shoulders. You wish. I'm the older twin. By 1 minute. Excuse you? That's 2 minutes. Thank you very... Lewis chirps and latches onto the forged text with his talons. He tugs the book from the shelf and presents it to you, his scales ruffling proudly. Thanks, Loomis. Someone's getting a treat before you leave Penn Square today. You take the book and brandish it in front of Alice. Found it. I'm the best. And Alice is a spickle neck. He snatches the book out of your hands, weaves out your grasp, and heads to the counter. You catch up with him as he steps to the end of the line. If I didn't know better, I'd say you have so much fun hanging out with me. I don't know. Buying all these school supplies is driving the reality of Pendergast deeper and deeper. He looks down the book in his hand with a sigh. If I'm honest, I always used to fantasize about prep like this. When I was a kid, before everything was sour, my guilty pleasure was tuning television comedies resolving around school life. You don't fantasize anymore. Time to live your own school comedy. The people at Pendergast welcome you with open arms. I don't really know how to do. I learned how to deal with people, though. God, what if a teacher tries to make small talk? Even worse, what if someone gets a crush on me? What should I even do? Don't say beat him up. I don't want to say beat him up. Because he will. You should definitely practice your flirting. Alice wrinkles his nose and looks at you in horror. No. Come on. I'm sure you're sweeping off their feet. Give me your best line. I want to know what you got. Alice knows his eyes, then closes them and exhales deeply. He shakes out his shoulders and opens his eyes again. You look fertile. Please stop. You look fertile. You look fertile. Please stop. Alice punches you in the shoulder, and they both dissolve into laughter. Seriously, Alice, people will like you for who you are. You don't have to pretend here. This conversation is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Let's get back to discussing Smickle Neck. You laugh as you continue. Fuck you, and fuck you. You laugh as you and Alice step up to the counter to pay for your book. I swear I can read, I just don't like paying attention. Back outside, night is falling. Loomis bounds around a vendor's stall. I didn't forget, boy. It's time for a treat. Pay for a juicy turkey leg, then hold out to Loomis. He chomps down on it and finishes off in seconds. All this shopping's made me hungry too. Get me one? Raise your eyebrows at him. Please? My pleasure. Turkey legs for everybody. You buy each of you a turkey leg, and when Loomis looks at you imploringly, you buy him a second. Turn to Atlas with a grin. You just bought Loomis a second one. I say this is a pretty successful trip, wouldn't you? We got what we needed, didn't burn down any buildings, didn't lose Loomis. So yeah, I think we did good. Now let's get home. It's almost your bedtime. You shove Alice playfully and head back to the portal, Loomis trailing along happily. You're taking a walk around campus a few days later when you spot Griffin coming out the deep arena. You wave and head over to him. Hey Griffin, were you getting some extra practice or? No, my Elijah. Cap had some news for me. Turns out he's going to be training me to take over as captain this year. No way. You must be so excited. It's everything I could have wished for, I guess. That sounds less than enthusiastic. Is something wrong? I'd be lying if I said it was totally unexpected. I know I've been playing well the last 2 years, and it's an honor, Cap saw that. But I just applied for tuner of this scholarship, and that's a big commitment, as big as training to be team captain. I don't want to let Cap or the team down, but whatever I decide now affects next year too. No pressure, am I right? Griffin, about being captain, you have time to make your decision. The captain sprung this up on you right after you applied for your scholarship. That's a lot to handle all at once. Tell me about it. I feel like I'm trying to figure out my game plan for this year and next year. You don't want to rush the decision. You don't want to rush a decision like that. Just give yourself some time to figure out what's best for you. Griffin sighs, throws a hand down his face. Thanks for looking out for me, Elijah. But I just need to get used to the whole idea of being captain. And that's why Cap's training me. Anyway, I don't want to worry about all that right now. I'm about to head off for some field work. Am I ready? I said, wait, what are you doing? An earthquake hit off the coast of an island. I'm overheating. An earthquake hit off the coast of an island in the Pacific. A tsunami's on the way, and me and my cohort are going to fortify the beach. That sounds like a lot of responsibility. It is, but I'm working with the best Pendergast has to offer. It'll be incredible learning experience with magic practice. Now this is something you seem excited about. It's practically raging out for you. Natural disaster relief is drilling and it's meaningful. There's nothing like going to these places and facing down Mother Nature. You can come help if you like. We're always happy to have more hands on deck. Do you think I'd really be helpful? No doubt about it. Plus, once we do our job, there'll be some time for a little fun in the surf sun. What do you say? No. Join Griffin on his fieldwork assignment to help him stop a tsunami and have some island fun as well. He'll also be able to boost his morale, which will affect his performance for a scholarship. I thought I was just not gonna do it, but awesome. When you're on board, we'll be done twice as fast. You flatter me. I'll do my best, so let's get going. I'm already bored. You and Griffin meet his cohort in the hall mirrors. We take a portal to an island beach. With the bright sun in your cheeks and a salty breeze blowing softly, you find it hard to believe an actual tsunami approaches this beach. Summer. Are we totally sure this is disaster relief and not just relief leaf? This place is gorgeous. Humanitarianism does have its hidden bonuses, but trust me, this wave is moving inland without clouds overhead. The earthquake struck an hour ago, and and it was a pretty big one, so we need all hands on deck. I'm glad you're here to help. Hey, what's the sun at good at? What's the sun at good for? Just put me in the right direction. I'm ready to get my feet wet. I'll keep that in mind for later, but for now. He gestures for you to stand with him at the shoreline, where the water just barely laps your ankles. One of the ways we can control the effect of the wave is to raise the shoreline and pack the soil tightly. A simple compression spell would do. Rub his palms together. Griffin pushes them slowly against the air. You watch in awe as the beach ripples, drawn up like a shelf by the several feet. And that's unbelievable. You just resculpt the freaking face of the earth. A little bit. You can also use water magic to calm the ocean current, defuse the building wave before it ever reaches the shore. Or if you feel like helping me with air magic, we can work together on a cool companion spell I've been getting better at. Using air to stop tsunami waves. How does that work? We create a strong headwind that opposes the tidal wave, causing it to break earlier and lose speed. It's really great for tsunamis. I choose the option where it says I don't care. I can't hear how loud I'm tapping my phone. I don't know. Awesome. We need to face the sea and focus on creating a wall of wind, driving against the ocean. He turns to the water with Griffin and root your stance firmly. Following his instructions, you feel wind roaring through you, funneling out of your center. What's the tsunami against a hurricane? The wind creates large waves going in the opposite direction, slowing and neutralizing those headed toward shore. Good work. How does the tsunami stand a chance against us? He turns to gaze pensively across the gleaming blue sea, and you do the same, looking at the ocean stretching far into the distance. Copper for your thoughts? It is beautiful, isn't it? Strange to think how dangerous it'll be in just a few hours. I guess I was just thinking about how much I love doing this. It's kind of bittersweet for me, considering everything that's happened. Are you worried about finding time for your relief scholarship? Trying to be captain is a big time commitment, and so is doing enough to stand out to the scholarship community. You worry you won't be able to jump into two. There's so many students who deserve the Fortuna Relief Scholarship who put their all into getting it. And now I am trying to carve out enough time for new deep responsibilities. What if it seems like my heart isn't in disaster relief? The fact that we're even having this conversation proves that your heart is in it. The fact that we're on this beach proves it. You're saving people like a superhero. Don't you want to go down in history as Griffin Langley, one who made the world a safer place? You nudge him, and he cracks a smile. Door fades. I knew I was meant to work with the environment, with the environment on my hometown in the harsh winter when I was young. The plants had trouble growing back. My route home from school was especially scraggly, so I started practicing warming the soil, coaxing the plants back to life. I transformed every yard and garden I passed by. As far as I'm concerned, it was the most beautiful spring I ever saw. See? You're meant to help the planet. It's bursting from your freaking fingertips. Nothing can stop you. The mic is like making out my eye right now. Okay, that's better. He sighs, then smiles sidelong at you. Hour-long video, yay. Over an hour-long video. I'm glad you came along today, Elijah. Takes a special kind of person to show up for this sort of stuff. Is that some sort of humble brag? I'm not saying you are a special kind of person. Phil laughs and shakes his head. Okay, enough of that. We still got about 15 miles to 45. You ready to keep going? Almost getting started. And now we're an hour in. As the afternoon wears on, the storm begins to roll in. You and other students fortified the entire length of the beach, then paused to watch the turning waters. This looks ominous. Sometimes when we put so much magic out into the environment, to kind of like what it does normally, you'll create energy bursts like this. You focus your magic into the world around you, and sense the strong armor everyone's magic has laid over the sand, air, and water. Here comes the storm. Griffin sweeps his arms out wide, and the beach pushes back against the oncoming waves, buffeting them with raised plateaus of sand. I got your back. Hold your arms out straight, palms facing the waves, which crash back against themselves, breaking before they can crest. But even with your efforts combined, the wind begins howling, and the clouds darken overhead. This calls for some air power. Griffin gets into a defensive posture, eyes on the thickening clouds. Energy crackles at his fingertips as he prepares to let loose one last surge of magic. Let's do this. I'm right beside you. As the winds begin whistling, you, Griffin, and the rest of the students push your own air magic against it. The energies meet, the storm crest, and you combine magic cuts through the deluge. The storm recedes, taking the crackling energy in the air with it. A gentle breeze blows over your face as the sun sets peacefully over the ocean. You're right. That was drilling. It makes it so peaceful again. Now we have. Now we save the day. How about some fun? You're gonna love this. Bolting suddenly toward the ocean, Griffin draws off his shirt and skips lightly over the water. He goes further and further offshore, almost like he's surfing without a board. Slow down. How are you doing that? You channel that current down to your feet. I like to picture like little bruises on my heels. You wanna try? You know I do. You cup your hands around your mouth and blow, directing energy down toward your feet. Feeling suddenly lighter, you take off into the water. Whee! You glance over at Griffin and said he's doing cartwheels across the water. Yahoo! Feel that ocean air. And I'll do those flips. You grin and puff. Fuck you. You grin and puff air into your palms. Focus on your hands. You flip and your fingertips kiss the surface before your back and your feet turn to front flip. And now, get back here. You flip past Griffin as he plunges into the water and pops back up, spluttering. You're so busy waving goodbye to him that you tumble into the water too. Griffin strokes towards you, his eyes twinkle with light. You deserve that. He sends a small wave your way with some water magic, and you splutter. Grinning, you splatter him the old-fashioned way. You're just jealous I'm better at invisible surfing. After several lunges to dunk each other, you finally huff air back into your palms, slowly bolstering yourselves back onto the surface. Two of you skim over the water as the sun sinks lower. On the way back to your dorm later that night, you notice Atlas heading swiftly down the hall, keeping his head low. That's weird. You try to catch up to him, following him to Dean Swan's office. He presses his ear to the door, and steps back and mutters a spell. I cannot read that. There's a rare. Let's break into Swan's office. You quickly follow behind as Alice slips inside, shuts the door behind him. Press your ear to the door like he did. Hear nothing until... Shoot. Something metallic clatters to the floor inside. Bursts into the office, heart pounding. Alice, what are you... You're just in time to see Alice disappear into the mirror beside Dean Swan's desk. I don't know where you're hiding, Alice. I'm gonna find out.